Hello everyone, I cordially welcome you all to another video from the Python tutorial series, and in this video we are going to learn what is iteration in Python, and in that context we will also come to know what are while loops in Python. So without any delay, let's get started. In Python, looping or iteration is important to do a repetitive task by writing the code only once and repeat the execution of the code multiple times as required. Looping in Python, there are two kinds of it. The first one is while loop, the next one is for loop. So if you are familiar with any programming language, you are already aware what I am talking about. While working with any programming language, you have come across this term looping or iteration. So in looping, we execute certain instructions in programming repetitively without writing them again and again. Similarly, we can do this exact thing in Python also using while loop and for loop. Okay, so let's proceed and understand what are while loops in Python. While loop in Python is basically a repetitive if statement. The statements in the scope of the while loop will execute until the condition in the while loop is true. When we use a while loop, one variable has to be instantiated on which the while loop's condition will depend. Apart from this, we also need to increment the value of the variable. Otherwise, we will face an infinite loop and the code within the while block will keep on running until any interrupt is provided. Okay? So basically, when you write while loops in any programming language, and in this context, when you write while loops in Python, there are few key things which you need to remember. Logically, while loops are basically repetitive if statement such that so long the condition within the while is true, the set of instructions within its scope will execute. When you write a while loop, there has to be one variable which has to be instantiated before it. And within the context of that loop, we are going to increment the value of that variable as and when we require. Okay? If we don't do it, what will happen? We will run in a problem which is known as infinite loop. That is, the set of instructions will repeat infinite times because we will never match the condition provided in while loop. So if this thing sounds confusing to you, don't worry, very soon we are going to do some hands-on. Okay? So we have done enough of theory as of now. Let's go to VS Code and understand by an example. Welcome to VS Code. So here in the first example, we are going to justify what are the characteristics of while loop which we have learned. The first point, while loop is basically a repetitive if statement. So if you remember how we write if conditions, we write if I is less than equal to 10. But in case of if, the set of instructions will execute only once. But with while, the set of instructions will execute so long this condition is true. Okay. The next thing is that before while loop, a variable has to be instantiated, which we will use for the condition purpose. Okay. Within the scope of this while loop, we should increment the value. Otherwise, we will run in a problem of infinite loop. So what we have done here, we have instantiated I equal to 1. Within while we have written I less than equal to 10, we are printing I. Here end will do what? It will basically keep a single space within the numbers printed. Okay. By default, it is always new line. So here I have manually set it to a single space. And finally, we are incrementing the value of I by 1. So when I is equal to 1, 1 is less than equal to 10. This is true. And hence we will print 1 and the space will be given to its right. Finally, we will increment the value of I by 1. That is, I now becomes 2. So 2 less than 10 holds true. 2 will be printed with a space to its right. Now I plus equal to 1. That is, now I will increase by 1. Now I is equal to 2 plus 1. That is 3. So I is now 3. 3 is less than equal to 10. 3 will be printed space. And now I plus equal to 1. So the value of I will increase by 1. And now I will be 3 plus 1 equal to 4. Similarly, like this loop will run up to the value 10 is reached. So when I is equal to 10, 10 is less than equal to 10. True. 10 will be printed, a space will be there to its right, and finally the value of I will increase by 1. So now I is equal to 11. But 11 less than equal to 10. Now this condition holds false and the control will come out from the scope of this loop. Okay, let's run the code and see what we are saying is correct. So let's go to terminal and write python 16.py. Now see, as I have said, the loop has started from 1, it has reached up to 10, because as soon as I is 10, so in the final line I will increase by 1, that is 10 plus 1 is 11, and 11 less than equal to 10 will hold false, and thus we will come out of this loop. Okay, let's go to the next example. I will comment out the first example and uncomment the second one. So one thing which you must learn is we have some keywords which we can use with loops. The most popular among them are break and continue. In this example, we will see the use of break keyword. Suppose we are running a loop from 1 to 10, and what we want to do, when the value of I will be 5, we will terminate the loop, and we can do so using this break keyword. So first of all, I will run the code and then I will tell you why here we are only seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 and not 1 to 10 altogether. So as you have learned in the previous example, we have instantiated the value of I with 1. So 1 less than equal to 10. This evaluates to true. The control goes within this while loop. Now if I is equal to 5, so 1 is not equal to 5. This condition holds false. We are printing I, that is 1 with a space to its right, and incrementing by 1, that is I is now 2. So similarly 2 less than equal to 10, 2 is not equal to 5, we are printing 2 with a space, and this will continue up to 4. Now finally when we are hitting I plus equal to 1, so for the fifth loop I will be I plus 1, that is 4 plus 1 equal to 5. Now 5 is less than equal to 10, this is true. But within this if block, 5 is equal to 5. This will also evaluate to true. So we will go within this if block and we will see a break statement. Now remember, when you hit a break statement in your Python code, the looping or iteration to the nearest break statement will break. That is, we will come out of this while loop, and hence we can only see 1, 2, 3, 4 and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So here you must take a note, whenever in your code you encounter a break statement, the nearest loop will terminate. Okay. Let's go to the next example. Here in the next example, we are going to see what this continue statement does. Basically, as I have already told, break statements basically terminate the loop. Similarly, continue statements don't terminate the loop. What they do, they skip the current iteration. Okay. I won't tell you much, but first I will run the code. And you will see, here we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, but we are not getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 is skipped. How? Let's understand. Initially I have set the value of I with 0. Now 0 less than 10 evaluates to true. We are incrementing the value of I. So I is now 1. So 1 equal to 5. This is false. This is not executed. We are printing I. So we are printing 1. Next, 1 is less than 10. True. We are incrementing the value of I. That is, I is now 2. We are checking 2 is equal to 5. No. We are printing 2 with a space. Similarly, this will continue. For I is equal to 4, you will see 4 less than equal to 10. Very good. I plus equal to 1. Now I will be I plus 1. That is 4 plus 1 equal to 5. Now if I is equal to 5, you will hit continue. So what will happen? Whenever this continue will be hit, the control will not go to the next statement or will come out of this if. It will basically go to the top. Okay. That's why this print statement is not encountered in case here I has become 5, and thus we are not seeing I equal to 5 in the terminal. That is, we are only seeing 1 to 10, all the numbers apart from 5. Okay. So remember one thing, whenever continue keyword is reached, the current iteration is skipped such that control goes to the top. The statements which are after the continue statement will never get executed for that particular current iteration. Okay. So I hope you have understood by these 3 examples how we write while loops, what are the importance of break and continue statement in Python. These are some keywords in Python as well, so you must remember this, okay? In case you don't understand, I will post the link of our document in the description section below. You can go and check it out, okay? So let's go back to our presentation. I hope you found this video informative. In case you like the video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We are going to bring more videos in future. For any queries, doubts, suggestions or feedbacks, feel free to post them in the comment section. We are going to reply. So thank you for now. See you in the next video. Bye.